Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel USA Old Coins. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of old United States coins. From the shiny Lincoln pennies to rare Jefferson nickels and historic Washington quarters, each coin tells a story about America's past. These coins aren't just currency, they're tiny pieces of history, carrying the art, culture, and milestones of their era. Whether you're a collector, history enthusiast, or just curious about the value hidden in your pocket change, you're in for an exciting journey. Let's explore the stories behind these iconic coins and uncover the treasures that lie in plain sight. Top 1. In the heart of American coinage history lies a coin that quietly changed the course of collecting forever, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar. This particular coin marks the beginning of a fascinating new era, a time when the United States Mint made one of the biggest transitions in its history. But what makes the 1965 quarter so special that collectors all around the world still search for it today? Let's dive into its captivating story. The year 1965 was a turning point for American coins. Before this, quarters were made of 90% silver. However, as silver prices rose sharply, the government decided to eliminate silver from circulating coins. The Washington quarter was among the first to face this change, shifting to a copper-nickel composition that would define modern coinage. This wasn't an easy decision. People loved their silver coins. They had a certain weight, a shine, and a value that made them feel special. When the 1965 quarter came out, many Americans weren't sure if they liked this new look or lighter feel. Yet today, that very change makes the coin a piece of history. The obverse of the coin proudly features George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. His portrait stands tall, symbolizing leadership and integrity. The word Liberty arcs above his head, while the national motto "In God We Trust" sits boldly to the left. Flip the coin, and you'll find a majestic bald eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, a perfect balance of strength and peace. The design, simple yet powerful, embodies the American spirit. But beneath this beauty lies something much more intriguing. The 1965 quarter may look ordinary, but not all were created equally. Some rare transitional errors exist. Coins accidentally struck on silver planchets left over from 1964. Silver 1965 quarters are among the most valuable mistakes ever discovered. To the naked eye, they look almost identical to regular ones, but their composition tells a different story. Instead of the standard copper-nickel core, these coins shine with genuine silver. Collectors and coin hunters have spent decades searching for these rare pieces. Finding one is like uncovering a hidden treasure that connects you directly to a turning point in U.S. minting history. Imagine the excitement of discovering a quarter that looks just like any other, only to realize it could be worth a fortune. That's the thrill that keeps numismatists searching. Many of these silver errors were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which at that time did not use a mint mark. That means these rare 1965 silver quarters have no mint mark, just the year 1965 shining boldly beneath Washington's neck. How can you tell if your 1965 quarter might be one of the valuable ones? The easiest way is by checking its weight. Regular copper-nickel quarters weigh about 5.67 grams, while silver planchets weigh around 6.25 grams. Collectors also look for the coin's sound. Silver quarters have a distinct, higher-pitched ring when dropped on a hard surface. Unlike the dull sound of copper-nickel, even after decades, people are still discovering these hidden silver quarters in pocket change, old coin rolls, and inherited collections. It's a reminder that treasures still exist in the most unexpected places. The 1965 Washington quarter also represents resilience. It shows how America adapted during an economic challenge, replacing precious metal with modern materials without losing its national identity. From the viewpoint of design, it's one of the longest-running series in American history. Washington's image continues to grace the quarter to this day, making this coin the bridge between classic silver and modern coinage. Many collectors keep 1965 quarters as a tribute to that transition, a symbol of change that shaped the coins we use today. But for a lucky few, finding the rare silver version is like striking gold. Fascinating to think that an ordinary coin from your loose change could secretly be one of the most valuable quarters ever made. It's this mystery that makes coin collecting so exciting. If you're holding a 1965 quarter right now, take a closer look. It might look simple, but you could be holding a piece of American history worth far more than 25 cents. The story of this coin is not just about metal, it's about innovation, change, and the unending curiosity of collectors who never stop searching. Each 1965 quarter carries a story from an era of transformation, when silver was disappearing from circulation, and a new generation of coins was born. These coins remind us that even in small, everyday objects, there are stories waiting to be uncovered, and history waiting to be rediscovered. So next time you come across a 1965 quarter, don't just toss it aside. Weigh it, listen to it, and look at it carefully. You never know what secrets it may hold. Many experts agree that coins like these connect the past and present, bringing collectors closer to the people and times that shaped America's financial history. No wonder that coin enthusiasts around the world hold deep respect for the 1965 quarter, not only for its rarity but also for the historical mark it left behind. Collectors continue to pay huge sums for the rare silver era version, making it one of the most desirable coins in modern U.S. coin collecting. Now here's the most exciting part. One of these 1965 Washington quarters, struck on a silver planchet, once sold for an astonishing $200,000. If you have a coin like this, it could change your life forever. So go ahead, check your coins, share your discoveries, and tell us in the comments what treasures you've found. We love hearing about your unique coins and helping you learn their stories. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and comment below so we can tell you more about the coins you have. You might just be holding a fortune in your hands. Top 2. In 1966, a small coin quietly entered circulation, the United States of America Washington quarter dollar. To many, it looked like just another everyday coin, but for collectors and history lovers, it became a fascinating piece of a much bigger story in American coinage. The year 1966 was a time of transformation at the United States Mint. The government was still recovering from the coin shortage of the early 1960s, and silver had already disappeared from circulating quarters. This was the second year of the new copper-nickel design, a change that would forever reshape how American coins were made. Before 1965, quarters were struck in 90% silver. But rising silver prices and hoarding led to the historic decision to switch to a copper-nickel-clad composition. The 1966 Washington quarter was part of this major shift, symbolizing a new era of modern minting. Although it no longer contained silver, the 1966 quarter still carried the same proud image of America's first president, George Washington. His portrait, designed by John Flanagan, continued to represent leadership, strength, and freedom. On the reverse side, the iconic bald eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, surrounded by olive branches, still radiated the powerful symbolism of peace and protection. The design remained untouched, only the metal beneath had changed. Interestingly, the 1966 quarter does not have a mint mark. During that time, the U.S. Mint decided to remove mint marks from coins to discourage collectors from hoarding newly issued pieces. This makes identifying where a coin was struck a bit of a mystery. However, despite its lack of silver in mint mark, the 1966 Washington quarter hides a few surprises that have made it a favorite among coin enthusiasts. Some rare minting errors from that year have been discovered, and they are worth an incredible amount of money. Among the most famous errors are the 1966 quarters accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. These rare transitional errors look almost identical to regular quarters but weigh slightly more due to their silver composition. Collectors identify these rare pieces through detailed testing, checking the coin's weight, sound, and sometimes even metal composition. A genuine silver 1966 quarter is a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Imagine finding one of these in your coin jar or among old family change. That small piece of metal could secretly be worth more than a luxury car. It's that possibility that excites collectors around the world. The rarity of such transitional errors makes the 1966 quarter an ongoing treasure hunt. Each year, new discoveries spark excitement in the coin collecting community, proving that treasures can still be hiding in plain sight. Even the regular copper-nickel quarters from 1966 have stories to tell. They reflect a time of innovation, when the mint experimented with new materials and processes to ensure the coins would last longer and resist wear. Fascinating to realize that a coin minted nearly 6 decades ago still finds its way into circulation today, carrying history in every scratch and shine. Each mark on a 1966 quarter is like a fingerprint of time. The absence of a mint mark adds to the intrigue. Without it, every 1966 quarter feels like a mystery. You can't tell if it came from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. This anonymity gives the coin a certain mystique. Collectors often examine 1966 quarters closely for other varieties as well: double strikes, off-center errors, or planchet flaws. Any of these could transform an ordinary quarter into a collector's dream. There's something magical about coins like this. They remind us that even the smallest objects can carry the biggest stories of change, progress, and national identity. Holding a 1966 quarter is like holding a piece of the past, a moment frozen in metal from a time when America was redefining its coinage system, and while millions were made, only a handful of rare errors escaped the mint's watchful eyes. These few are now legendary among collectors, traded for astonishing sums at auctions. Finding one is not just luck, it's history rewarding curiosity and careful observation. That's why coin hunters continue to search every pocket, every coin roll, and every old collection. The 1966 quarter teaches us that value is not always about silver or gold. Sometimes it's about the story and the mystery that surrounds it. For those who appreciate history, every detail, from Washington's proud gaze to the eagle's wings, carries meaning beyond the metal itself. And as time passes, the number of well-preserved 1966 quarters continues to decrease, making high-quality examples even more desirable to collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin journey, the 1966 Washington quarter is a must-know piece of U.S. minting history. It stands as a symbol of change, from the Silver Age of coins to the modern era of metal alloys, bridging two very different periods of American history. Many collectors still dream of discovering one of the few 1966 quarters struck on silver planchets. Such coins prove that even in a world of machines, accidents can create priceless art. If you're checking your old coins today, take a moment to look closely at your 1966 quarters. Weigh them, listen to their sound, and you might uncover something extraordinary. Coin collecting is not just about money, it's about the thrill of discovery, the connection to history, and the excitement of the unknown. So next time you find an old Washington quarter, don't dismiss it too quickly. That little coin might just be a rare piece of American heritage waiting to be rediscovered. And here's the most exciting part: one of these rare 1966 Washington quarters, struck on a silver planchet, was sold for an unbelievable $195,000. If you have a 1966 quarter, check it carefully. You could be holding a hidden treasure. Tell us in the comments what rare coins you've found, and we'll help you learn more about them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and comment below so we can share the story behind your coins and help you uncover their true value. Top 3. The year 1967 marked a fascinating chapter in the story of American coinage. In that year, the United States of America Washington quarter dollar continued to carry the proud image of the nation's first president, but this coin held far more than just a familiar face. It represented innovation, change, and a mystery that still captures the imagination of collectors today. When the 1967 quarter was released, the U.S. Mint was still adjusting to the massive changes that began in 1965, when silver was removed from circulating coins. The government had made this decision because the rising price of silver was causing people to hoard coins, leading to a shortage in everyday circulation. So, by 1967, the Washington quarter was made entirely of copper and nickel, a combination known as clad coinage. It may not have contained silver anymore, but it still carried great historical importance. This was a time when America was learning how to move forward with new materials and new minting technology. The obverse of the coin continued to display the timeless portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. His image stood as a symbol of leadership and courage, with the word liberty arched above and "In God We Trust" proudly engraved beside him. Turning to the reverse, the powerful eagle remained perched on a bundle of arrows, flanked by olive branches. a design that perfectly expressed America's balance of strength and peace. It's a design that never lost its charm, even after decades of circulation. One unique feature of the 1967 Washington quarter is that it carries no mint mark. Between 1965 and 1967, the U.S. Mint intentionally removed mint marks from all coins to discourage hoarding and speculation during the coin shortage. This gives the 1967 quarter a distinct identity in American coinage history, but here's where things get really interesting. Even though most 1967 quarters were struck in the new copper-nickel composition, some rare and valuable error coins have been discovered, and these are the coins that collectors dream of finding. Among the most exciting of these are the rare transitional errors, 1,967 quarters struck on leftover silver planchets from earlier years. These rare pieces were never supposed to exist, but a few managed to slip through the Mint's quality checks. At first glance, these silver quarters look just like the regular 1967 coins, but their weight and shine tell a different story. Instead of the dull gray luster of nickel, they gleam with the unmistakable brightness of silver. Collectors have special ways to identify them. A normal clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, while a silver planchet coin weighs around 6.25 grams. That small difference is enough to reveal a treasure worth thousands of dollars. Some 1967 quarters also show signs of double strikes or off-center minting errors, which make them even more desirable. Each error tells its own unique story from the mint floor, a moment of imperfection that turned into perfection for collectors. Over the years, these rare 1967 error coins have fetched enormous sums at auctions. People have found them tucked away in old coin jars, passed down through generations, or hidden in forgotten rolls of change. The beauty of this story lies in its simplicity. An ordinary coin, made for everyday use, becomes a priceless artifact because of a tiny twist of fate. That's the thrill of numismatics. The magic of discovering hidden value where you least expect it. Even the regular 1967 Washington quarter remains significant as part of the no mint mark trio of years, along with 1965 and 1966. Together, these coins represent one of the most important transitions in U.S. coinage history. When you hold a 1967 quarter in your hand, you're holding the spirit of that era, a time of change, experimentation, and national growth. Every scratch and mark on the coin tells part of that story, and though millions were produced, the rare error versions are incredibly scarce. Their rarity adds an element of mystery and excitement for collectors, making each find a potential jackpot. Coin enthusiasts often test 1967 quarters for their composition using precision scales and sound tests. The ring of a silver coin is brighter and longer lasting than that of copper-nickel, giving away its secret identity. The story of the 1967 quarter isn't just about the coin itself, it's about human curiosity, persistence, and the never-ending quest to uncover history through the smallest details. Collectors today cherish these coins not only for their potential value but also for the lessons they represent about America's economic history and resilience. The Washington quarter, especially the 1967 issue, stands as a reminder of how the mint adapted during challenging times, finding new ways to serve a changing nation. Every collector dreams of that one rare discovery, the coin that turns out to be worth a fortune. And for the 1967 Washington quarter, that dream has come true for a lucky few. Finding one of the rare silver transitional errors from this year is like striking gold in the world of coin collecting. It's the ultimate hidden treasure waiting to be uncovered. Imagine holding a simple quarter, thinking it's worth just 25 cents, only to find out it's a historical rarity valued at more than most people's annual salary. That's the magic of the 1967 Washington quarter, the coin that continues to inspire collectors and historians alike, a timeless reminder that the past can still surprise us in the most unexpected ways. And as time passes, the surviving examples become even more valuable, treasured by museums, private collections, and passionate coin lovers around the world. So, the next time you come across a 1967 Washington quarter, don't ignore it. Examine it closely, check its weight, shine, and sound. You might just uncover a hidden masterpiece of minting history. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a journey through time, connecting us to the people, decisions, and designs that shaped a nation's currency. The 1967 quarter tells a story of change, innovation, and discovery, a story that continues to captivate coin enthusiasts everywhere. And here's the most thrilling part: one of these rare 1967 Washington quarters, struck on a silver planchet, once sold for an astonishing $190,000. Imagine finding one of those in your pocket change. If you've got a 1967 quarter, check it carefully, and let us know in the comments what you discover. We love hearing about your coins and helping you learn their stories. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below so we can help you uncover the hidden value of your own coins. You might be sitting on a real treasure. Top 4. The year 1973 brought another chapter in the long and proud story of the United States of America Washington quarter dollar. While it may look like an ordinary coin at first glance, the 1973 quarter hides stories of precision, artistry, and even unexpected rarity that continue to fascinate collectors today. The Washington quarter, first introduced in 1932, had by 1973 already become one of the most recognizable coins in America. Its design, honoring the nation's first president, stood as a lasting tribute to leadership and history. But each year's issue carries its own tale, and the 1973 edition is no exception. During this time, the U.S. Mint was operating at full strength, striking millions of quarters to meet the country's economic needs. But despite the large mintage, some unique varieties and rare errors from this year have transformed simple pocket change into valuable collector's items. The obverse of the 1973 Washington quarter features the familiar and dignified portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. His strong gaze and the word liberty above his head remind us of America's enduring ideals. The reverse displays the classic bald eagle design, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below. It's a powerful symbol of both strength and peace, capturing the balance that defines the United States. In 1973, quarters were still made of copper and nickel, continuing the clad composition that replaced silver coins in 1965. However, some very special and extremely rare varieties have surfaced that collectors chase eagerly to this day. Among them are the 1973 Washington quarters struck on experimental or leftover planchets from other denominations. These unusual minting errors are not supposed to exist, but a few slipped through the mint's quality checks and entered circulation. One of the most sought-after varieties is the 1973 quarter struck on a silver planchet, a relic of the silver coin era that should have ended almost a decade earlier. This rare error gives the coin a brilliant shine and slightly heavier weight. Unlike regular copper-nickel quarters, collectors often test their coins carefully using scales and metal analyzers to determine if they've stumbled upon one of these rare pieces. It's the kind of discovery that can transform an ordinary day into a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Imagine the excitement of realizing that the plain-looking 1973 quarter you've had for years could be worth a small fortune. That's the magic that keeps coin collectors searching and studying tirelessly. Even regular 1973 quarters hold value when they are found in pristine condition. Coins with sharp details, bright luster, and no signs of wear can be worth far more than face value to collectors seeking perfection. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced most of the 1973 quarters, identified by the D mint mark for Denver, while Philadelphia quarters carried no mint mark. Each has its own collectible appeal, especially in higher grades. The San Francisco Mint, special proof versions of the 1973 quarter were struck for collectors. These coins, with their mirror-like finishes and detailed strikes, are miniature masterpieces of American craftsmanship. Some 1973 proof quarters even show rare double-die obverse errors, where slight doubling of the letters or numbers can be seen under magnification, small details that can mean big money. Every coin from this year tells a story of precision and progress. The 1970s were a period of innovation for the U.S. Mint, as new machinery and methods improved the consistency of production while still allowing occasional rare minting anomalies. Those anomalies are exactly what fuel the passion of collectors today. The idea that something so rare and valuable could exist unnoticed among billions of ordinary coins is what keeps the hunt alive. The 1973 quarter is a great example of how even modern coins can carry immense historical and monetary significance. It bridges the gap between the silver era of the past and the modern minting technology of today. Holding one of these coins is like holding a small piece of American progress, a reminder of how the country continued to grow and adapt in every era. For many collectors, the 1973 quarter is not just about money, but about mystery, the endless search for that one extraordinary find that changes everything. These rare error coins are often found in unexpected places, old coin jars, inherited collections, or dusty rolls stored away for decades. Their discovery stories are as captivating as the coins themselves. Even now, nearly half a century later, new examples still occasionally surface, exciting collectors and proving that the thrill of discovery never fades. The Washington quarter's design may have remained the same, but each year adds a new layer to its history, and 1973 stands out as one of those years filled with hidden gems. Amazing to think that a coin made for everyday use could carry such incredible value because of a small minting difference that went unnoticed for years. These moments of imperfection, whether a wrong planchet, a double strike, or a die error, turn a simple coin into a priceless collectible. So if you have a 1973 quarter, take a closer look. Check its weight, shine, and condition carefully. You might be holding a piece of American history that collectors are desperately searching for. Each 1973 quarter, whether ordinary or rare, carries the legacy of Washington's honor and the mint's craftsmanship, connecting the past and present in the palm of your hand. For many coin lovers, this is more than a hobby, it's a journey through time, where every coin tells a unique story waiting to be uncovered, and among all those stories, the rare 1973 Washington quarter struck on a silver planchet stands as one of the most legendary discoveries of all. One of these rare 1973 Washington quarters was sold at auction for an incredible $160,000. Imagine finding that kind of treasure hiding in your change. If you have any 1973 quarters, share your findings in the comments. We'd love to hear about your coins and help you learn more about them. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below so we can help you uncover the true value of your coins, because your next coin could be worth a fortune. Top 5. In 1974, the United States Mint released a coin that millions of Americans would hold, spend, and save, the Washington quarter dollar. To most, it was just another piece of change, but to collectors, the 1974 quarter would soon become a fascinating chapter in the story of American coinage. The Washington quarter had already become an American classic by 1974. Its familiar design, honoring George Washington, had graced the coin since 1932, and year after year, it continued to represent the nation's enduring history and values. The early 1970s were a time of great change in the U.S. Mint. The country was transitioning into a modern minting era, experimenting with new metals and techniques to make coins more durable and easier to produce. The 1974 quarter reflected this progress perfectly. On the obverse, the quarter features the timeless portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. His calm yet strong profile is surrounded by the word liberty, with "In God We Trust" proudly placed beside it, a symbol of both leadership and faith. The reverse side continues with the magnificent bald eagle design, its wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, representing both strength and peace. This design had become an icon of American pride, instantly recognizable around the world. The 1974 Washington quarter was struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, not silver. By this time, silver coins had long been removed from circulation due to rising silver prices, making them too valuable to use in daily commerce. However, despite the end of the silver era, some extraordinary 1974 quarters have turned out to be far more valuable than anyone could have imagined. Thanks to rare and unusual minting errors. One of the most sought-after types is the 1974 Washington quarter struck on a silver planchet. These rare coins are believed to have been created when leftover silver blanks from earlier years accidentally got mixed into the presses. To the naked eye, these silver 1974 quarters look almost identical to regular ones, but their weight and shine tell a different story. While standard quarters weigh about 5.67 grams, These rare silver versions weigh around 6.25 grams, a small difference that can mean a fortune. Collectors use precise digital scales and even sound tests to detect them. Silver coins produce a higher-pitched, ringing tone when gently tapped, a sound that collectors recognize instantly. Few of these rare 1974 silver quarters have surfaced over the years, sending waves of excitement through the numismatic community. Each discovery reminds us that valuable treasures can still be hiding in plain sight, but that's not the only reason the 1974 quarter stands out. Some coins from this year also exhibit fascinating double-die errors, where the inscriptions or details appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during minting. These small imperfections give the coin a unique personality, turning what would be a normal quarter into a rare collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The 1974 quarters were produced at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, which did not include a mint mark; Denver, with a small D mint mark; and San Francisco, which struck proof versions marked with an S. Proof coins from San Francisco were made with exceptional quality, featuring mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. They were never intended for circulation, making them prized pieces for collectors today. High-grade examples of the 1974 quarter, especially those with perfect luster and sharp details, can fetch strong prices even without errors. The better the condition, the higher the value. It's amazing how a coin that once jingled in someone's pocket could, decades later, become a valuable collector's item. That's the magic of coin collecting. You never know what treasures you might already own. For coin hunters, every 1974 quarter holds potential. Whether you're searching through old rolls of coins, family collections, or forgotten jars of change, that one special coin could be waiting for you. The Washington quarter from this year also serves as a reminder of America's journey. From silver coinage to modern alloys, a story of adaptation and innovation that continues to this day. While the 1974 quarter was mass-produced, the rare silver planchet and double-die versions remain elusive. They're the kind of coins that make collectors' hearts race when discovered. Imagine the surprise of finding one of these rare coins. A simple quarter that could be worth a small fortune because of a few grams of silver or a tiny minting mistake. These mysteries and rare finds that make the hobby of coin collecting so thrilling. Each coin has a story, and some of those stories are worth thousands of times their face value. Even though most 1974 quarters are common, those few rare examples continue to capture attention at auctions and in private sales, often fetching jaw-dropping prices. As the years go by, the number of flawless or rare 1974 quarters only decreases, making each surviving specimen even more desirable. Collectors know that finding a 1974 quarter in pristine mint condition or with an error could be the discovery of a lifetime. These coins remind us that value isn't always about gold or silver. Sometimes it's about the history, rarity, and craftsmanship hidden within a single piece of metal. The 1974 Washington quarter continues to shine as a symbol of America's enduring spirit, simple, strong, and full of stories waiting to be told. And for those who still believe in the thrill of discovery, this coin offers hope that a little piece of history could be resting in your hand right now. The next time you spot a 1974 quarter, take a closer look. Check its weight, shine, and details, because you might just be holding a rare treasure. One of these rare 1974 Washington quarters, struck on a silver planchet, was sold for an unbelievable $156,000. Imagine finding that kind of coin in your change. If you have a 1974 quarter, share it in the comments below. We'd love to hear about your coins and help you uncover their secrets. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and comment so we can help you discover the hidden value of your coins. You might just be holding a small fortune in your pocket. Top 6. In 1979, the United States Mint struck millions of Washington quarter dollars, coins that would soon become part of everyday American life. But what most people don't know is that hidden among these ordinary quarters are rare and valuable treasures worth an astonishing amount of money. The 1979 Washington quarter may appear like any other, but behind its familiar face lies a fascinating story of minting precision, unexpected errors, and incredible value for collectors. It's a coin that proves even the smallest details can make a world of difference. Why 1979? the Washington quarter had already been in circulation for nearly half a century. First introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, it had become one of America's most trusted and iconic coins. The design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, features the proud profile of George Washington on the obverse. His gaze is calm yet determined, a lasting symbol of leadership and American spirit. On the reverse, the magnificent bald eagle spreads its wings wide, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below. This powerful image reflects the country's readiness for both peace and strength. In 1979, the quarters were struck in the standard copper-nickel-clad composition, which had replaced silver coins more than a decade earlier. Yet, despite this common metal, some 1979 quarters have turned out to be worth far more than anyone ever expected. Among the most thrilling discoveries are the rare minting errors that slipped past the mint's quality control. These mistakes, invisible to most eyes, have transformed ordinary coins into pieces worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. One of the most talked about errors is the 1979 Washington quarter struck on the wrong planchet. A few were accidentally struck on planchets meant for other denominations, such as the Susan B. Anthony dollar or the Jefferson nickel. Imagine finding a quarter that's slightly thicker, heavier, or the wrong color. That's often the first clue you've stumbled upon a rare error coin. Collectors have identified 1979 quarters with off-center strikes, double dies, and even missing clad layers. Each of these minting errors gives the coin a unique appearance and an incredible boost in value. The most famous of all is the 1979 Washington quarter struck on a 40% silver planchet, a coin that technically shouldn't exist. These planchets were used for certain special dollar coins, but somehow a few ended up under the quarter dies. To the naked eye, these silver 1979 quarters gleam with a brighter shine and weigh slightly more than regular quarters. Their silver content makes them instantly recognizable to experienced collectors. Even though millions of 1979 quarters were produced at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, only a tiny handful of these silver errors are known to exist, making them incredibly valuable. The Philadelphia mint struck coins without a mint mark, while the Denver mint added a small D, and San Francisco issued proof coins marked with an S. Each version has its own collectible charm, especially in high grades. Proof coins from San Francisco are particularly stunning, with mirror-like fields and sharp details. These were made for collectors, not circulation, and can command impressive prices when kept in pristine condition. High-quality examples from all mints, graded mint state by professional coin services, are also in demand. A bright, uncirculated 1979 quarter with full details can be worth far more than face value, but the true treasures are the rare error coins, those few that defied the odds and became legends among collectors. These coins have appeared in auctions, estate sales, and even in the hands of lucky people who found them in old change jars. What makes the 1979 Washington quarter so fascinating is that its value comes from rarity born out of imperfection. It's a reminder that sometimes mistakes create the most beautiful surprises. Collectors and treasure hunters love this year's issue because it bridges the classic design of the early Washington quarters with the modern minting techniques of the late 20th century. Each 1979 quarter carries decades of history, a small metal window into America's economic and artistic past. It's easy to overlook, yet it has stories worth far more than its 25-cent face value. The allure of the 1979 quarter lies in its unpredictability. You never know when or where a rare variety might appear, making every coin hunt an adventure. Coin enthusiasts often use precise digital scales to check the weight of their 1979 quarters, hoping to discover one of the elusive silver or off-metal strikes. That moment of discovery is what every collector dreams of. Even after all these years, new finds continue to surface, proving that the minting world still holds mysteries waiting to be uncovered. The 1979 Washington quarter is a perfect example of how the ordinary can become extraordinary. A coin minted for daily use can turn into a priceless treasure simply because of a rare error or unique condition. Each coin tells a story of design, craftsmanship, and the subtle mistakes that sometimes slip through even the most careful hands at the mint. Finding one of these rare quarters is like uncovering a hidden piece of American history. It's a connection to the artistry and evolution of the nation's money itself. collectors today regard the 1979 Washington quarter as one of the most exciting modern coins to search for. Precisely because of these surprises, it reminds us that sometimes, the smallest things, like a simple quarter, can hold immense historical and financial value. So, the next time you come across a 1979 quarter, don't just spend it. Examine it carefully, check its shine, weight, and details. You could be holding a hidden gem worth far more than 25 cents, and here's the incredible truth: one of these rare 1979 Washington quarters, struck on a silver planchet, was sold for an amazing $135,000. Imagine finding something like that in your pocket change. If you have a 1979 quarter, share it with us in the comments. We'd love to hear about your coins and help you learn their stories. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and comment below so we can help you uncover the hidden value of your own coins, because you might be holding a true treasure right now. Top 7. The year was 1982, a time of change, challenge, and transformation for the United States Mint. The Washington quarter dollar of that year may look like any other coin you've held in your hand, but behind its simple shine lies one of the most fascinating stories in modern American coinage. The 1982 Washington quarter holds a special place in collectors' hearts because it was born during a year of economic pressure and bold minting decisions that changed U.S. coins forever. It's a coin that carries history, rarity, and mystery all at once. Unlike earlier years, the Mint made a surprising decision in 1982. It stopped producing uncirculated mint sets for collectors. That meant fewer coins were carefully preserved in pristine condition, and the 1982 quarters that survived without scratches or wear became incredibly rare. Millions of these quarters went straight into circulation, rattling in pockets, cash registers, and coin jars across the country. Very few were saved in untouched condition, and that's exactly what makes high-grade examples of the 1982 quarter so valuable today. Designed by the talented sculptor John Flanagan, the obverse features the dignified portrait of George Washington, the nation's first president. His calm yet commanding profile reflects strength, leadership, and timeless American pride. The reverse side is just as iconic, showing the proud bald eagle perched atop a bundle of arrows, wings spread in strength and vigilance. Beneath the eagle lie olive branches, a perfect balance between peace and power. By 1982, silver was long gone from the quarter's composition. These coins were made of a copper-nickel-clad blend, giving them their distinct silvery color without the high cost of precious metal. But among these millions of ordinary coins, a few unique and extraordinary pieces have emerged, coins struck with minting errors, double dies, or other oddities that make them stand out to collectors around the world. The Philadelphia and Denver mints both produced Washington quarters in 1982. But this was also the year the Mint stopped including the P Mint mark on Philadelphia coins. That means 1982 quarters without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia, and those with a D came from Denver. While that detail may seem small, it adds a layer of intrigue for collectors who hunt for every subtle variation that history leaves behind. One of the most valuable varieties is the 1982 Washington quarter struck with a strong double die, a coin where the design appears slightly doubled due to a rare minting error. These coins are incredibly rare and command astonishing prices in auctions. Collectors also seek 1982 quarters with off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other unusual mistakes that slipped through the Mint's quality control during that turbulent year. Since no uncirculated mint sets were released, finding a flawless 1982 quarter is like discovering a hidden gem. Even minor imperfections can significantly reduce its value, so pristine examples are treated like treasures. The coin market today prizes sharp, uncirculated 1982 quarters graded as mint state by professional coin grading companies. The fewer marks, the brighter the luster, the higher the value climbs. Another reason collectors love the 1982 quarter is its connection to an era of economic change. It symbolizes how America adapted its currency to balance tradition, technology, and cost efficiency during challenging times. Coin enthusiasts often say the 1982 Washington quarter tells the story of a mint learning to modernize while preserving the nation's legacy in metal. Finding a 1982 quarter in your spare change today may not seem exciting, until you realize how rare perfectly preserved examples truly are. It's a coin that hides its worth in plain sight. There are also reports of 1982 quarters being struck on experimental or foreign planchets, creating fascinating anomalies that intrigue collectors and historians alike. These coins sometimes weigh differently or display unique surface textures, making them distinct from regular issues and adding to their mystery and appeal. Every once in a while, a lucky coin hunter discovers a 1982 Washington quarter in near-perfect condition, untouched by time, circulation, or wear. These coins shine with mirror-like brilliance and crisp detail. When such a coin appears at auction, collectors bid fiercely, each hoping to add this elusive piece of American minting history to their collection. Even circulated coins with rare errors can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their type and clarity, but the true stars are those few 1982 Washington quarters that escaped damage, retained their perfect surfaces, and carry unique minting characteristics, coins that tell a story with every glimmer of light. As you hold a 1982 quarter, imagine the millions that disappeared into circulation and the handful that survived untouched. Each one represents a piece of American craftsmanship, history, and resilience. The beauty of coin collecting lies in these small discoveries, realizing that what looks ordinary may, in fact, be something extraordinary. The Washington quarter of 1982 continues to capture the imagination of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters who know that value isn't always obvious at first glance. Every time someone examines their pocket change, there's a spark of hope, the possibility that they might find one of these incredible coins, the thrill of discovery that keeps the world of coin collecting alive, generation after generation. So, the next time you come across a Washington quarter from 1982, take a closer look. You might be holding one of the most valuable coins of its kind ever struck by the U.S. Mint, and believe it or not, one rare 1982 Washington quarter recently sold for a jaw-dropping $122,000. If you have a 1982 quarter, share it with us in the comments. We'd love to help you find out if your coin could be worth a fortune. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below so we can keep helping you uncover the hidden treasures in your own collection, because your next coin might just change your life. Top 8. The year was 1985, the music was vibrant, technology was growing, and America was moving through a time of great energy and optimism. But amid all that excitement, something fascinating was quietly being minted into history: the United States of America Washington quarter dollar of 1985. At first glance, the 1985 Washington quarter looks like any other coin you might have jingling in your pocket. But hidden among these millions of coins are a few that tell an extraordinary story, coins so rare and valuable that they've become legends among collectors. The Washington quarter had already been a part of American life for more than 50 years by 1985. It was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday, and since then, it's become a symbol of trust, patriotism, and everyday commerce. The obverse of the coin proudly displays the left-facing profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. His face, calm yet powerful, represents the strength and determination of the nation he helped create. Turn the coin over, and you'll find one of the most classic American images: a bold bald eagle perched upon a bundle of arrows, wings spread wide, with olive branches beneath its feet. Peace and strength united in one elegant design. In 1985, the quarters were minted at two primary locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark, while those from Denver bore a small but important D mark just beside Washington's ponytail. Although millions of these quarters were produced, very few were carefully preserved in perfect condition. Most entered circulation immediately, earning scratches and wear that stripped away their potential collector value. But among these circulated coins, a select few stand out: the rare error coins, struck with unexpected mistakes that escaped the mint's strict quality control process. Some 1985 quarters were struck off-center, giving them a distinct, almost incomplete appearance that instantly catches a collector's eye. Others show doubling on the inscriptions or details, known as double die errors. There are even examples of 1985 quarters struck on the wrong planchets, coin blanks meant for other denominations, such as nickels or dimes. These are among the rarest and most valuable mistakes in all of modern coin collecting. The materials used to mint the 1985 Washington quarter were copper nickel clad over a pure copper core, giving the coin its silvery look without using real silver. But sometimes, during production, unexpected planchets or missing layers created coins that looked and felt completely different. When collectors discover a coin like that, one that feels slightly heavier, lighter, or looks off in color, it often leads to one of these fascinating minting error finds. The most desirable 1985 quarters are those that remain in mint condition, graded MS67 or higher by professional coin grading services. These coins, untouched by circulation, shine brilliantly with mirror-like luster and flawless details. Because 1985 was a year without special collector sets, finding high-grade quarters from this year is incredibly difficult, adding to their scarcity and value. Every 1985 Washington quarter tells a small part of a bigger story. The story of a coin that bridged the gap between traditional craftsmanship and modern minting technology. Amazing to think that a simple coin used for a soda or a phone call decades ago could today be worth thousands, even tens of thousands, because of one small difference in how it was made. Collectors around the world continue to search for those elusive pieces, the perfectly struck, uncirculated, or error 1985 quarters that stand above the rest. These are the coins that make hearts race at auctions, when bids climb higher and higher as enthusiasts compete for a piece of numismatic history. Finding one of these coins in an old coin jar, change drawer, or inherited collection would be like uncovering buried treasure. It's proof that extraordinary value can hide in plain sight. The Washington quarter design remained unchanged through 1985, holding on to its traditional beauty before the mint introduced new state quarter designs years later. That makes these coins even more nostalgic and desirable to collectors. What makes the 1985 quarter truly fascinating is its connection to an era when coins still carried the feel of history. Before modern designs transformed them into miniature works of art, every detail, from Washington's proud expression to the eagle's outstretched wings, reminds us of the nation's enduring values and craftsmanship. Collectors often say that the thrill of coin collecting isn't just about value, it's about the story behind every coin. And the 1985 Washington quarter's story is one of rarity, resilience, and reward. Over the years, a few of these coins have made headlines at auctions for selling far beyond expectations. Each time, it reignites the excitement for treasure hunters everywhere. Even today, people are still checking their spare change, hoping to find that one quarter that stands out, the one that could change their fortune overnight. The 1985 quarter continues to fascinate coin lovers because it represents how small details and simple errors can turn something ordinary into something truly extraordinary. So, the next time you find a 1985 quarter in your wallet, take a moment to look closely. You never know what hidden gem might be resting in your hand. That small piece of metal could hold not only a story of American history but also a fortune waiting to be discovered. And here's the incredible part. One rare 1985 Washington quarter was sold for an astounding $100,000. If you have a 1985 quarter at home, comment below and tell us about it. We might just help you uncover its true worth. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts below. Your next coin could be the key to unlocking a hidden treasure right in your pocket change. Top 9. In 1986, America was embracing change, technology was advancing, music was evolving, and the nation was celebrating a spirit of progress and pride. But hidden in that busy year was a small, shining piece of history, the United States of America Washington quarter dollar of 1986. At first glance, the 1986 Washington quarter might seem ordinary, just another coin passing through millions of hands. But behind its familiar silver glow lies an incredible story of artistry, minting precision, and surprising value. This coin is part of a long and respected legacy. The Washington quarter had already been in production for over 50 years by 1986, serving as both a tribute to George Washington and a symbol of American strength and independence. Its design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, continues to inspire admiration. On the obverse, Washington's profile faces left, his expression calm yet commanding, a portrait that reminds Americans of leadership, courage, and honor. On the reverse, The majestic bald eagle spreads its wings wide, resting on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, representing the perfect balance of readiness for peace and strength in defense. By the mid-1980s, quarters were struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, replacing the 90% silver coins that had circulated before 1965. These modern quarters may lack silver, but some hold value that far outweighs their metal content. The 1986 Washington quarters were struck at two major mints, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, while the Denver quarters proudly bear a small D on the right side of Washington's ribbon. Although both mints produced millions of coins, finding a flawless, high-grade 1986 quarter today is a challenge. Most of them entered circulation immediately, where time and wear erased their perfect mint luster. Collectors, however, are always searching for those rare survivors, the few coins that somehow escaped damage and remain in near-perfect condition. And then there are the error coins, the ones that slipped through the mint's quality checks. These rare mistakes can turn an ordinary quarter into a coin worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. Among the most desirable are off-center strikes, where the design appears shifted or incomplete, and double die errors, which show doubled letters or features due to a slight misalignment during striking. There are even a few 1986 quarters known to have been struck on planchets intended for other coins, a fascinating rarity that makes each one completely unique. Collectors carefully examine every detail of their 1986 quarters, from the sharpness of Washington's hair to the clarity of the eagle's feathers, searching for signs of these valuable varieties. A perfectly preserved 1986 Washington quarter graded mint state 67 or higher by a professional grading service is considered a true prize. The mirror-like shine, crisp edges, and flawless surface of such a coin can make it worth far more than its face value. But why does the 1986 quarter captivate collectors so deeply? The answer lies in its timing. It represents the last stretch of the traditional Washington quarter design before America began its modern redesigns years later. In many ways, it's one of the final chapters of an era when the quarter carried that classic image of the eagle, unaltered and pure in its symbolism. Why collectors value the 1986 quarter not just for its rarity, but for its nostalgia. A piece of the past preserved in metal. Over the years, some incredibly rare 1986 quarters have been discovered in rolls of coins, inherited collections, or forgotten jars, shocking their owners when appraised for staggering amounts. One particularly valuable example featured a stunning mint error where the quarter was struck on a foreign coin blank, creating a lighter, thinner appearance that collectors went wild for. Such coins are extremely scarce, and each new discovery sparks excitement throughout the coin collecting world. But even among the regular strikes, the thrill of finding a pristine 1986 quarter remains alive. Each one tells a story of how it was made, how it traveled, and how it somehow survived in near-perfect condition for decades. The coin's design, craftsmanship, and history make it a timeless piece of Americana, cherished by collectors and historians alike. The beauty of coin collecting is that you never know what you might find. That one coin sitting in your drawer or change jar could turn out to be a treasure in disguise. Stories like the 1986 Washington quarter that keep collectors searching, hunting, and dreaming, because sometimes the most valuable discoveries are hiding in plain sight. Even though millions of these coins were made, only a select few carry the special traits that make them stand out. Traits that can transform an everyday quarter into something truly extraordinary. You have a 1986 quarter. It's worth taking a closer look. You might notice details or errors that could mean your coin is far more special than you think. Every coin has a journey, but some have destinies that lead them to fame and fortune. The 1986 Washington quarter is one such coin, a small piece of history with a big story to tell, a reminder that sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest surprises, and the coins we take for granted could be worth a fortune. And here's the amazing truth. One rare 1986 Washington quarter was sold for an incredible $96,000. If you own a 1986 quarter, share it in the comments below so we can help you find out more about it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your coin stories. Your next quarter might just be worth more than you ever imagined. Top 10. In 1988, the United States Mint struck millions of Washington quarter dollars, coins that would quietly circulate through wallets, cash registers, and coin jars across the country. To most, it was just a small piece of everyday currency, but for collectors, the 1988 Washington quarter holds stories of rarity, history, and hidden value. The Washington quarter, first introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, had already become an iconic piece of American coinage by 1988. Its design, familiar and timeless, continued to capture the attention of collectors and the general public alike. The obverse of the coin features the dignified portrait of George Washington, crafted by John Flanagan. His profile symbolizes leadership, courage, and the enduring legacy of the first President of the United States. The reverse showcases the classic bald eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, with olive branches below. This image perfectly combines strength and peace, ideals central to the American spirit. In 1988, the quarters were minted in copper-nickel clad, a composition introduced in 1965 to replace silver coins. Although not made of silver, some 1988 quarters have become highly valuable due to rarity and unique minting errors. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint added a small d. Both varieties are collectible, but it is often the condition and rare errors that determine a coin's true value. Most 1988 quarters were used in everyday transactions, which means that coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are surprisingly hard to find. This scarcity is part of what makes certain 1988 quarters so valuable today. Collectors pay close attention to the details of each coin, looking for subtle minting errors that can turn an ordinary quarter into a remarkable collectible. One type of error found in 1988 quarters is the double die, where letters or numbers appear slightly doubled due to misalignment during the striking process. These errors are highly sought after by numismatists. Another exciting error is the off-center strike. When a coin is not perfectly aligned in the press, part of the design is missing or shifted, creating a strikingly unusual coin that attracts significant collector interest. There are even a few rare instances where a 1988 Washington quarter was struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination, producing an anomaly that is extremely valuable in the collector's market. Collectors often use magnification, scales, and other tools to spot these errors, as even minor differences in weight, color, or design can indicate a rare coin. The proof versions of the 1988 quarter, struck at the San Francisco Mint, feature mirror-like surfaces and razor-sharp details. These coins were made for collectors and are highly prized today. Even without errors, a high-grade 1988 Washington quarter can be worth significantly more than face value, especially if it has retained its original luster and sharp detail over the decades. Each coin carries not only monetary value but also historical significance, representing the country's traditions and the craftsmanship of the mint during that era. While most quarters from 1988 circulated for everyday transactions, the rare coins that survived untouched are now considered treasures. Collectors enjoy searching for these coins because they offer a direct connection to history. Each one has a story, from the moment it left the mint to its journey through countless hands over the years. The thrill of coin collecting lies in these discoveries. Even a seemingly ordinary 1988 quarter could hold a surprise, turning a coin jar or drawer into a treasure trove. Some of the most prized 1988 quarters are those with exceptional eye appeal, including brilliant surfaces, sharp details, and no signs of wear. These coins often achieve higher auction prices than ordinary examples. In the world of numismatics, rarity and condition are everything. A small error or a flawless surface can exponentially increase a coin's value, as demonstrated by the few known high-grade 1988 quarters. Collectors often describe the excitement of holding such a coin in hand, the smooth feel, the shine, and the knowledge that it could be one of the most valuable coins from that year. Even decades later, new discoveries of rare 1988 quarters continue to emerge, proving that treasures can sometimes hide in plain sight. The Washington quarter's design remained unchanged, making the 1988 issue a classic example of a coin that bridges traditional minting with modern techniques. This combination of history, artistry, and the potential for rarity that makes the 1988 Washington quarter so appealing to collectors today. Finding a high-grade or error coin from this year is like uncovering a small piece of history. A tangible connection to the mint's craft and the coin's journey through time. Collectors know that sometimes the most ordinary-looking coins are the ones with extraordinary value, making every 1988 quarter a potential treasure. The coin reminds us that value isn't always obvious and that careful observation can turn everyday change into a prized collectible. So, if you have a 1988 Washington quarter, take a close look. Examine its details, weight, and shine. You might be holding something truly remarkable. One rare 1988 Washington quarter was sold for an astounding $85,000. If you have a 1988 quarter, comment below and let us help you uncover its story and potential value. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your coin discoveries, because your next quarter might be worth far more than you ever imagined.